And for the second fight of the night, we got a UFC newcomer in Ivana Petrovic, but she's actually a pretty big favorite here over Luana Carolina. Currently, she's undefeated. She's 6-0. She's coming in here as the Aries FC flyweight champion, and she beat another pretty big prospect outside the UFC to earn that title in the UFC contract. She is making her UFC and US debut, so obviously those are two big things in a career, but almost a 3-1 favorite. The odds makers are not thinking that's going to be detrimental to her. She's 29 years old, so she's a little bit older for someone coming into the UFC, but she should be mentally and physically ready to take this opportunity and run with it. And the first step is going to be defeating a pretty tough girl in Luana Carolina, who's a 6-fight UFC veteran, who's been up and down. She's 3-3 so far. She was 3-1, but she's lost her last two fights. She got knocked out brutally by Molly McCann with that spinning back fist, and then lost a decision to Joanne Wood last March. And obviously both those girls are ranked. They're tough. They're experienced competitors. So Carolina has fought much better opposition in comparison to Petrovic, and it's another day in the office for her facing a very tough girl. And Petrovic, while undefeated, is not as experienced as Carolina due to the level of competition. But with that being said, Carolina definitely has to fight like her job is on the line on Saturday. And against most opponents, Carolina has a sizable height and reach advantage. But this fight, she actually has a 2-inch reach disadvantage. Petrovic has very long arms, and she actually can box fairly well. She has crisp, fast hand combos. She basically works on the inside. She likes to back fighters up, clinch, dirty box, and work her hand combos from in there. On the outside, it seems like her kicking defense needs a little bit of work, and she's not really the greatest with her offense on the outside either. And this is a good test to see how her kicking defense will hold up against a girl like Carolina, who's long and kick heavy. And Petrovic, the main part of her game is she's a grappler, good takedowns against the cage, and she's aggressive on top, good ground and pound, good transition ability. She is an armbar specialist. She likes to take the back and hit arm bars, and has several armbar victories. She'll attack from bottom guard too with the armbar, with triangles, with leg attacks. Her back takes are on point. Overall, she just has dangerous grappling, and I think she has a good chance to finish the fight if she can get it to the ground. Cardio for Petrovic is on point, and she has that championship experience. Her last fight, she got a finish in the 4th round. And for Luana Carolina, she's a mover. She likes to counter. She doesn't have much power in her hands, but she has a decent check hook and right cross, good timing, good accuracy. She'll throw a lot of kicks also. And she's evasive. She can make fighters miss. She can counter and score points. And she also has a strong clinch game, but she isn't much of a wrestler or a grappler. She has okay takedown defense, especially along the cage, and her jiu-jitsu is okay. In this fight, she needs to use her length, move, use her kicks, her counter punches, her takedown defense, her cardio, and try to force it to be a stand-up battle, because if it's a striking fight, it's like 50-50 in my opinion. I don't think Petrovic deserves being a 3-1 favorite. If she can get it to the ground, then Petrovic probably will justify that number and maybe even get a finish. But Carolina is someone that I have a little bit more respect for than the odds makers do, at least in this particular matchup. I think the line is off. I'm going to pick Petrovic, and I think her winning by submission is a sneaky bet. But as far as the money line goes, it's a dog or pass. I think Carolina can compete on the feet, and I'm going to edge it to Petrovic just because I think her advantage on the ground is big. And I'll say she's able to get it to the ground in the 2nd or 3rd round and find that submission victory. So give me the newcomer Ivana Petrovic, and give me her to win inside the distance.